Hey guys, it's Lana Maeder with the Busy Bee Dog. So I thought you guys might want to learn how to teach a dog to roll on a barrel. Yeah! Okay, so right off the bat, Bonkers already knows how to jump straight up onto the barrel, basically from the ground. The first thing you're going to do with your dogs, if they're not athletic, whatever it is, you're going to treat them every time they rear up or make a gesture upward towards the barrel, keeping in mind that you're trying to put the treat exactly where you want your dog. So I treat him every single time he gets on the barrel. Check out how I use my hands and my feet to steady the barrel for him. Falling off is just a part of learning. You'll notice that he doesn't have balance quite yet, so he'll constantly be falling off. But I very quickly try and redirect his attention towards me back on the barrel. Having the treats in my pocket or in a treat bag at my waist is really ideal for this trick, because if you look at the height of Bonkers' head, his eyes are right at the level where my treat bag is, which makes him look straight across right at the treat bag. It's not higher, not lower, and it's helping to keep his balance steady. You can see me reload treats from my pocket, and I dispense like a Pez dispenser, basically slowly from my hand, one at a time. Both the dogs and I are so busy balancing and focusing, we have our hands full. A click might momentarily take his mind off balancing because it's an auditory signal, which I wouldn't want. Same thing with a verbal cue. So I will probably keep that clicker handy in my toolbox for another time. You can see at times where he's really interested in the treat and he's not really paying attention to what his feet are doing. As he gets better and better, he's really going to start focusing on the barrel. He'll look down, he'll take his eyes off the treat, the lure, and he'll just start focusing on what he's doing with his footwork. I always end the barrel by picking the dog up off the barrel and giving them a treat as soon as I pick them up, to signal, that's it, you're done, that was a great job, let's go on to something else. Okay, watch how I have her get on the barrel. I have her directly across from me. That way when she jumps towards me onto the barrel, it kind of propels the barrel forward naturally towards me, and she has to start balancing from there or walking backwards. This is one of the hardest tricks to train, because not only do they have to balance on top of the barrel, the way I teach them, they have to walk backwards in order to go forwards towards me. You can also teach them to walk forwards as they would on the ground, in which case the barrel would roll backwards. Either way is fine. I know Diva was a lot faster moving the barrel backwards, but I want her to walk towards me. So it's up to you. It's just personal preference. If your treat happens to fall out of your hand, if I were you, I would step on it or take my other hand and pick it up, all the while making sure that my treat hand is exactly where I was before. Because if you move that treat hand, your dog's focus is going to move too, so remember that. So get that treat off the ground or cover it up so your dog doesn't get rewarded ever for jumping onto the ground. Did you catch that? Right there, she was starting to fall down and forwards, so I picked up my treat in my treat hand and lifted it directly up over her head towards her back. I try to help her balance by treat position. Once you've been doing this for like a week and your dog is really comfortable on the barrel and it kind of looks at the barrel away from your hand and walks a few steps, either forwards or backwards, and you figured out which direction you want to go in, either forwards or backwards, this is the part where I would start integrating a clicker. To start differentiating exactly what it is that you want to get from your dog, whether it's walking forwards or walking backwards. So I would hold off on the clicker until your dog knows for sure that it's getting treated on the barrel, and it knows that it's only getting treated when it gets on the barrel. I'm known as an umbrella dog trainer. I will pick and choose from whichever methods I feel are the best to train this particular trick. So go ahead and use what you feel comfortable with. Okay, so one thing you're going to want to consider is what you're going to use to treat your dogs, to reward your dogs with. And my dogs are all Frisbee ball motivated as well as food motivated. For the barrel, I just don't use the ball because if you throw it, they can drop it and it might pull them off the barrel, in which case they would get rewarded on the ground. And they're just too hyper for the barrel. They don't concentrate, too hyper for the ball or the Frisbee and don't concentrate as much like they do for the food. Their drive is a little bit decreased for food as it is compared to the ball or Frisbee. This next trick I'm going to show you, however, we're going to use a Frisbee dog because I want as much speed as possible from him. So Slider is the white dog and Chiquita is the Border Collie mix, and I'm going to use treats for her and a disc for Slider. So here we go. Check out how you make one of these barrels because this one took some time to figure out how to make. Okay, so we're getting a close-up of the barrel in case any of you guys are so inclined to build your own barrel. But basically what I did is, you can see here there's 2 bike tires or mountain bike tires or knobby so the dogs can get traction. But there's 2, one on each side of the barrel. And if you look, I think it says what size it is, and I'm just going to read it off. It says 26 by 1.95. This barrel is actually really good, this particular height, for a 35 to 40 pound dog. Any bigger than that, and you will probably want to get bigger size tires. A smaller dog would be awesome because you can get small tires. If you look here, these screws, this is where the spokes would be on the bike tire, but instead of spokes, obviously we drilled holes and put pieces of wood, and these pieces of wood, you can find them for like window molding and things like that at like Home Depot, at a hardware store where they sell wood framing. I think it is like window siding or wood siding. I don't quite know the terms because I am totally not a builder, carpenter type person. So basically we put the wood, we measured it out however wide we wanted it. That's how long you want to make these slats. I painted them different colors of the rainbow so that it looks professional. You could recess these a little bit by just drilling down, into there so these don't protrude outward. You could also lay another piece of carpet on the inside. It would make it a little bit heavier, but that way the dog couldn't put its foot through in here if you have one that rolls, that jumps through the barrel. On the outside, basically we just took a piece of carpet runner that, goes down in the hallways and things like that, and we put it, luckily it was the same size or we'd have to cut it with a knife. I don't know, an X-Acto knife, but we just put it on the outside of the barrel. And if you look, we just screwed these, the very edge of the carpet, we screwed that into one of these pieces of wood. Okay, here's a picture of the first barrel I started on. Notice you probably don't want one that's leaking biohazard stuff. Mine, I think, was a blue PVC one, so it wasn't even made out of metal like this picture shows. But the bad things about this particular barrel are it's heavier, it's longer, the outside is capped off, so you can't even store anything in it when you're transporting it. It's just kind of a waste of space. It just takes your dedication, 5 to 10 minutes a day, twice a day. That's all it takes, twice a day for like 5 minutes. If you have any questions, just email me or something. I'm always happy to help out. Well, thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.